Great news, everyone! Gumpai is back.
I'm a bird, I'm a bird.
We were talking about Gumpai and how she was selling her model, and I even pointed out that she's probably gonna just sell it and rebrand herself and come back because VTubing offers you that option, right? You can just shed your skin and start from the beginning all over again. And for people who will be watching the video, I'm gonna roll the clip for you. Cancelled VTuber returns and starts scamming the Gumpai situation.
We're talking about an old VTuber that essentially got in some drama a couple of months ago, and you guys probably know who I'm talking about. It's Gumpai. Now, Gumpai has had many videos made about them, and you guys probably know what happened. Now, if you want a full detailed, detailed look, I definitely recommend checking out Muchin's video or Rima's video, or literally any of these videos that are out here, because again, they cover, pretty much the initial drama that happened with them originally around about 7 months ago. But essentially, it just keeps getting worse and worse.
And if you guys want to watch it on our channel, we have a video on it too. Have fun.
As it seems like they are now back and they're now trying to profit off of the kind of popularity of this entire situation. As Muchin's video got 2.4 million views, again, it got very well received. Obviously people were seeing what was going
Okay, my bad. If you want to watch a better video, go watch Muchin. Now I'll shut up.
Going on. Everyone was making fun of them. Now, if you don't know essentially what went on, I'll give you the TLDR. Essentially, Gumpai, at least in this video in particular, the Muchin covers, there's probably other situations went on with them too, but in this particular situation, Gumpai was attacking someone over on Twitter who was like an indie kind of like plushie maker, and essentially what happened was they were saying that they were like stealing it, and they were making a kind of like a knockoff version despite them not having any version in the first place, and this person went into their server and essentially decided to promote this.
Okay, it looks like you'll be just concentrating on the dough thing that happened. For people who don't know who Gumpai is, yes. First, people started covering her over the dough thing. So what happened? A fan has commissioned a plushie from a very popular plushie maker that other really big VTubers use. So it's a fan that commissioned. So once it was delivered, there were leftover things left, and the dough maker decided to make more and just sell it to the fans of Gumpai. So what ended up happening, Gumpai got very upset at the dough maker for trying to sell those doughs to the fans, and she went on a full rant about the dough maker should have given them for free, or gifted them to her so she can make money off of it. And then she went on full-on racist rant about Vietnamese people. After the dust barely settled on that situation, for people who don't know, Gumpai runs a girlfriend full experience thing. So basically the way it works is whoever is part of her community, and I mean like core community, is considered her boyfriend. So the whole marketing was that she is dating every single one of her viewers, including and not limited to sending pictures to her, reminding her when to take medication, and constantly being there for her because she is a schizo. And then, when all that was happening, everyone found out she actually has an actual boyfriend. So basically, she was cheating on all of her boyfriend with an actual boyfriend. I don't know a better way of saying it.
Product as they had some spare ones from a fan commission, and essentially they got banned from the server, I'm pretty sure, and then she went ahead and called them out on Twitter, which obviously it was just a fan, it was just someone who makes these kind of things in the kind of VTuber community that wanted to hand them out to people that obviously are fans of Gumpai. And I mean, they went ahead and attacked them, said they were doing all sorts of stuff, which again was absolutely unhinged, especially as someone who's making, fan-made stuff for you. I mean, it obviously
is it making something like a plushy or a VTuber without permission against trademark law? No, because it was fan commissioned. So no, it's absolutely not against anything. And I even said it when we were covering it originally. If any of you wants to do that, go ahead. Me and Zen have absolutely no issues with it as long as you're not doing some fucked up fleshlight shit.
maybe they could have handled it in a better way in terms of like maybe they got some self-promotion rules, but I think Gumpai definitely went way too overboard on it and ended up getting ratioed by like community notes constantly. Community notes were constantly on their tweets and things, kind of correcting things, which Gumpai was not happy about, and essentially it kind of then evolved into even more stuff like racism and some stuff they're talking about, like I think they're from Vietnam, saying that obviously they could afford certain stuff by doing other things. It just
So yeah, dough maker is from Vietnam. So Gumpai looked at it as an invitation to shit out on the whole country.
so weird. They started pretty much just going into their culture, and they also just straight up said that the VTuber community was R-wording them, which obviously is a figure of speech.
It wasn't exactly that the VTuber community was R-wording, but like, yeah, that's what she phrased it. And every single post she was making was getting community noted.
They weren't literally doing that, but that's apparently how they felt, which is kind of a crazy thing to say on Twitter. Like, I'm gonna be honest. But essentially, why are we making this video today? Well, pretty much there's been some news of Gumpai popping up over and over again, and this one was actually made on June 19th, where their account actually came back and said, breaking news, Gumpai has once again made her Twitter account public. What will be next in her story? Will she stay on the dark side, or will she come back to the light? Will there be more videos made about her? We will see. Side note, Mujin, why are you following her, lol? So I think Mujin just wants more content. I'm going to be completely honest. Following her and seeing what she gets up to, I think, that's probably one of the best things that Mujin can do to keep in the loop of this kind of thing. But essentially as well, the worst part is that this came out recently. Now,
Mujin out here in the trenches trying to get the scoop first.
Gumpai's account is actually currently deleted, at least for me. I can't find it anywhere on Twitter, but essentially, just the other day, they said Gumpai is selling her dog girl VTuber model for 2.2 thousand.
Oh?
Now, this obviously is, the...
Is she like completely rebranding now and trying to start all over, or is she like just getting rid of everything?
Iconic one that we see in every single thumbnail on all of these videos. So it already has that attached to it. And yeah, it says they're selling this dog girl design for $2.2 thousand, and it comes with emotes, one model fully rigged with rebridger, one mascot model, one PNG tuber, art, skebs.
Wait, she had a fully rigged V-Bridger model and she never used it? She only used the PNG one.
Email me at here, PayPal only. So again, it's pretty crazy that they are trying to sell it, especially for that amount of money. I mean, they say, who the heck would want to buy a Menhera model of this girl who got cancelled for throwing a tantrum over a plushie? She would be getting around 100 to 500 bucks for that. Even by then, it's a stretch. It's like crashing a sports car and selling the wreckage. Does she really expect people to take a model that's thoroughly stained with her reputation? Which, yeah, is 100% true, Obviously, there's one side of things, it being like, I doubt, a VTuber model like this is even worth 2.2 thousand. Again, as I said, 100 to 500 bucks would probably be about the right thing. Obviously, it comes with some other stuff as well, which again, maybe you could argue is a little bit more, but I think 2.2 thousand is a little...
Imagine someone would buy it who doesn't know any of this happening and then finds out while streaming.
Wait. I just thought of this when I was eating. There's gonna be those canceled VTubers that has to sell their models, and there's gonna be some rich bastard who collects them like Pokemon cards.
Like a fetish harem of canceled VTubers.
Yes.
Oh god.
A little bit over the top, even just for like a regular thing, not even considering the amount of damage and the amount of kind of a reputation loss this model has gotten because of all of this drama. And then then you add on the kind of weight of carrying this model and the weight of the kind of past this model has had and the reputation it's had. Well, no one's gonna really want it, especially for 2.2 thousand. Now, people in the comments obviously saying, with this model, you too can be a GFE VTuber who makes her most loyal fans promise not to get into a relationship with any girl, IRL or otherwise. Send her pics to prove your loyalty and have it all crushed down when it is discovered you have a boyfriend, because this has actually happened to Gumpai. But to answer your question, hell no. Perhaps we need to learn an important life lesson. It's that being an independent VTuber means having a huge responsibility, and Gumpai took on the advantage of that. We should look at other cases like Yakarisu, Cinder, EVA, and Rakun as other examples. With great power comes great responsibility. So yeah,
Okay.
people saying if I want a dummy VTuber model to test on, I'll go for that one VTuber model from the scandal from the South America a few weeks ago. I think it only costed $10.
Oh
Which again,
God.
there's a whole thing about that too. So last I saw this was when Asria was trying to sell his model, and some poor idiot thought that having a model with a history would mean more views and bought it. There's nothing good in it for anyone to buy a model connected to drama. Only thing I can think of is one, to sell it to an artist who redesigns it and then sells it to someone else, or two, put it on booth as a public model. Also, $2,200. Yeah, no, you can get a really nice custom made model for that. Why on earth would you spend it on someone else's model? Which, yeah, is 100% true. I could see 2,200 being a good amount of money for a custom model.
I can see 2,200 getting you a way better model than that.
Like, that's not even like considering A, the actual craftsmanship put into that model, and B, the fact that it's a pre-made one. It's not one where you get to choose it, and you can easily get a custom one for way less than that. Whenever I had a VTuber model, it cost me like, I think it was like £500, or like that'd be about what, $700 ish. And I managed to get that fully custom. They made revisions, changes, and that was really, really easy. Whereas 2,200 for a model that you don't even get to decide what it looks like. I mean, yeah, especially with all of the stuff added onto it. Say, my theory is Gumpai feels like this type of person who would sell the same package to several buyers if possible. It said, as long as she's open with it being a public model, that's about the only way I can see this selling to anyone thinking it through before they buy it. They said, probably should add Mugen's video for reference on the controversy. I don't know if anyone...
I don't think... I do wonder if one of her ex-boyfriends is gonna buy it. And no, Mojo, I never said I'm selling my gremlin model. I said I'm gonna start offering commissions for the gremlin models.
If it's okay, so here we go. And they put a link to Mugen's video, which again, yeah, Mugen's video was the main one that brought a lot of attention over to, what was going on with Gumpai and what they've done in the past. And it's funny to see that there is all of this stuff still coming out. They said, after all she said and done, she has to be trolling. They said, might as well spend that money on some uranium, it'd be less toxic to your brand. I said, pity the model is cute, but it's been ruined by the asshole pilot. Doesn't surprise me she quitted, but since I can see her coming back regardless, she sells it or not. So yeah, obviously people are saying this is a very bad idea to sell this model, and I don't really know what Gumpai was thinking there. I'm assuming they were just trying to make a little bit of a quick cash on this kind of stuff, and I think they assumed that because this model is so...
Okay, out of curiosity, even without all the history behind it, would any of you buy a pre-made model for 2.2K like this? I'm just curious.
like well renowned in the community, obviously not for a good reason, for a bad reason, that they thought that maybe it would sell and maybe people would pick it up. But I'm going to be honest, I think this is more of a driving factor away from it rather than, driving factor towards it. All it does is get people talking in Discord, not Discord servers, subreddits like this, where they're essentially saying, did you see she dropped a new model? That's so weird. That kind of thing. I feel like, that's the only attention you're going to get from this. You're not going to get any sales. You're not going to get any kind of people actually genuinely interested in this. All you're going to get is probably people, trying to scam you or whatever. I'm sure there's been a couple of people that have tried to maliciously contact them to I don't know, try to scam them out of something, because again, people are just that twisted whenever it comes to it. Despite what Gumpai has done, it's still not okay to do that. But I feel like there probably has been some people who have attempted to try and lowballer or whatever, which to be honest, if you're a lowballer, that's fair enough, because that is an outrageous amount of money for a VTuber model with that amount of baggage and that kind of craftsmanship in it. I don't know who the actual artist is. I mean, I don't know if they ever mentioned it on their actual Twitter page.
The artist's probably in freaking hiding, so no one knows that they're Gumpai's mama and papa.
Yo, they dipped. They ghosted Gumpai ASAP.
I know I would have never admitted it.
Page on who has done it. I feel bad for that person, obviously having to be kind of associated with Gumpai. But again, hopefully, they can find better work and can kind of move on from this, because again, it must suck having the model that you worked on for someone else being sold off to some other person.
And again, with VTubers, you don't even have to move on from VTubing. VTubers are like snakes. We just have to shed skin and start all over.
Person, but it seems like we haven't had any buyers. I haven't seen any news on anybody actually purchasing this. Maybe there might be someone funny out there who will do it and then maybe do something like stupid with the model. I don't really know. But again, yeah, it seems like nothing has really come from this, especially considering that their Twitter account is down again. I mean, I think this is just a common thing that Gumpai has been doing ever since a lot of these stuff has come out.
Theory. What if she's trying to pity bait? Like, act publicly like she's so done, she's so over it, she's leaving, she's struggling financially, so she could like pity bait people to let her safely come back. It wouldn't be the first time that people do that.
Yeah.
Like, just test the waters.
About them. I think they've just been, deactivating, reactivating quite a bit. And I think they've, had little spurts of like, oh, I want to come back. And then they're like, actually, maybe not. And then they, oh, I want to come back. Actually, maybe not. And I think it's just that on a big kind of like cycle. So yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on this and see if, she opens up in Twitter again. Okay, it might be quite likely, to be fair, honestly, considering the amount of times they've done it. But yeah, let me know down in the comments what you guys think about this. Do you think it was a wise choice to try and sell this model? I mean, obviously, keyword try. I don't think they even sold it. Again, let me know what you guys think about the situation, because I'm very interested in what you guys have to say. And yeah,
Honestly, I don't think anything about it. I'm gonna just sit back and see what comes out of this. It's gonna be interesting to see. The moment she got canceled, she completely rebranded. This is Gumpai, and apparently she has been a different VTuber since May. Hi everyone, I know this is coming out of nowhere to most of you, but something happened recently and I feel the need to clear everything. To be upfront, I am a reincarnation of another VTuber and was previously a very controversial person for many reasons. I had lied, bullied, and overall did many things to upset a lot of people. And now, people that previously were victims to my past behavior have found me again. To those people, I want to apologize wholeheartedly for my past behavior and mistakes that have made. I recognize that I have hurt you and many others. And while my apology alone won't make up for it, I vow to make up for my past mistakes with future growth. I would also like to apologize to to my new fellow to my new followers for lying about being new to this space. And I hope that you can all forgive me and have patience for me from this sudden announcement. If any of you decide to unfollow me now, knowing all of this, I understand completely. I want to keep streaming and being a VTuber. It's what I love doing more than anything. But I recognize that I recognize that to do so, that I must be accountable for my past actions. I promise that I will never repeat my past mistakes and that I will continue to prove that I have changed and continue on this new path of positivity. I appreciate and I'm incredibly grateful to each and every one of my followers, and I hope that you all loved this new me. Okay, so I have no problem when people understand they messed up and want to start fresh and want to lead by example of improving themselves. And I do think there should be a space to let people grow from their past mistakes and let people learn from their past mistakes and still be able to continue their new life. But I don't believe this. And there's a few reasons. I bookmarked everything just so I can show why exactly I do not trust this person and why this seems really half baked. First of all, let's start with the obvious that she's apologizing only because people outed her. Otherwise, she would not have even done this whole post. I think we can all agree on that. I also think it's very weird that all she mentioned was another VTuber, but she doesn't want to straight up say that she is Gumpai. And also, it would have been all great and fine if while she was rebranding to this new, wholesome, supportive, amazing person, was posting this on her alt account at the same time. It's okay to dox people who were doxing me. I didn't know it would get bad, right? It's okay to send you their full name, address, and zip files of them jerking off to me, right? What's the date? June 25th. This was in June 25th. When did she start rebranding herself? And I'm gonna go through all of this. She started rebranding herself in May. She posted that on her alt account, which, by the way, she completely deleted that account. And yeah, so let's start with the madness. How did it all started the rebrand? Well, she entered. By the way, please don't go after this person. This person has nothing to do with it. This person made models, like pre-made models, and was selling them. So please don't go after this person. So she saw this artist post Unadoptable, and she jumped on the opportunity in May. Okay, she adopted this persona. By the way, amazing, amazing model. And then she started LARPing as if she's a completely new VTuber and has no idea about VTubing. She was pretending like she never did content, like she never recorded videos, like she never streamed, and that this is her first Twitter account. She full on lied. And this is why I'm saying that I have a hard time believing that she's actually changed. And again, I bookmarked all the relevant stuff just to show why I think that. Because I'm not gonna just say that and not try to back it up. I think I'm going to be a YouTuber where I only upload videos because chat interactions scare me so much. Okay, that's first. We already know she never had an issue with streaming and talking and all that stuff. May 16th. Hi everyone, I am new to VTubing. I have a question. Is it still a viable strategy to grow by uploading YouTube videos rather than live streaming on Twitch? So, another thing that I thought was weird, like full on embracing pretending to be completely new to all of this. May 17th. Following a lot of cool VTuber accounts and joining Discords. I promise I'm not a bot. I just want to lurk and learn about the communities. We already know what she used to do. Every time there's another female VTuber mentioned, she would straight up ban people. Every time a female VTuber joined her Discord, she would also straight up ban them. Then she's doing the whole thing where she runs a diary on her Discord. Okay, May 17th. Made a little diary for Discord on my VTuber journey. Then there's word limit on Twitter. Feel free to join if you want to know more about me. I also hope this post as makes me seem more human since I'm starting out and I don't want to seem like a bot. May 18. I'm new to using Twitter, honestly. We already know she had like 5 Twitter accounts. And again, one of them that she only recently deactivated. June 25th. She in May she was already this new person, a changed person. But in June she was still posting vile things like this. Sounds like she doesn't want to take responsibility yet. I think the only reason she came out and wrote the whole thing without admitting who she was because she's still hiding from accountability. Yes. And the only reason she even posted that is because people caught her red-handed. I'm all for people changing and learning from mistakes, but this one, not too sure about that. That's what I'm saying. If she would have straight up openly was like, okay, I just want to distance myself from this. I think it would have been fine. I do think people are capable of changing and growth. Like I said, I have no problem with people like wanting to come back and like actually change and grow. We are capable of that. Keeps on continuing more and more. May 23rd. Anyone else planning to never post IRL photos or talk about anything too personal on stream? I feel like the minority to do so. I'm only planning to talk about games and anime. That's coming from a person who used to like post like lewd pictures and receive pictures of ding-a-ling and ding-dongs from viewers and stuff like that. June 1st. I cannot live stream because I have no clue of anything going on and I cannot form an opinion. It's like she's like literally still continues with all of this. My whole life is navigating like a first time chatter's message. Okay. June 12th. I love supporting VTubers. That's the person who went after the doll maker. That's the person who was banning other VTubers if they happen to be female. That's the person who would ban people if they bring up other VTubers. Okay. It's really brave to see you put yourself, your personality out there. I hope everyone has a positive time all the time, streaming and making content. So, yeah, all of this would have been fine. Like, genuinely, would have been fine if she would have pretended like she's completely new to all of this and if she wasn't posting these things at the same time. And yes, you will not find this account anymore. Gumpai's back.
Yeah, yeah. Fly high. Check it. Spread my wings high, reach the sky. Feathers in the wind, never asking why. I'm a bird, motherfucker, I'm a bird. Soaring high, yeah, that's the word. Flying free like you never heard.